Hello, this is Watch All About with another review, but this time it is not a watch. It is in fact a watch winder, namely the Barrington single watch winder. Now Barrington are a British brand, and which is one of the main reasons why I wanted to check them out. So here is the outer packaging, and without further ado, let's open it up. So here we have the innards, if you will. Firstly, have a little pouch there, and pull this out, move that out of the way, have two pieces of foam keeping it in place, and this case here, this is obviously the blue version. So very nice packaging, you know, nice and decent to protect it. We'll talk about this a little bit later on, but we have a instruction manual and also this little cable here, which we'll find out what it does a little bit further down the line. On the back of this, we have this box here that has the power cable in, which I already have out. So let me plug the power cable in. This is the winder in question then. So you have the option of AA battery powered or power cable. And the cool thing is you can loop multiple ones between each other, so you can have one power coming in with your mains cable, and then you can use this cable to loop in multiple ones in a line, so you don't have to have like 4 different cables, power sockets used for 4 different winders. So let's talk about some of the specs then. Price is £125. I do have a code to share with you guys, WIAA5, as in we are Watch All About. We are 5, that's 5% off, so that'll bring it down to £118.75. So if you are interested, then obviously feel free to use that. Size, let's talk about the dimensions. So we have 11.5 centimeters wide by 12 centimeters tall by 16 centimeters deep. So, I mean, I'm using my hand as an example here, you know, fairly decent size, but still rather nice and neat. You know, it's not overly excessive in size. You get a 1-year warranty with it as well. And the motor is a Japanese motor. It's made by Mabushi, and it's one of their extra quiet motors. So it is very, very quiet when it's on your desk. You know, I've had it on my desk at work for a number of weeks now, and I've not even noticed it turn on whatsoever, unless it catches my eye when it's spinning around, obviously. So this option has the flex cushion. So you pinch the 2 front wings, which releases it. Have a bit of a sort of carbon fiber feel on the inside there. Carbon fiber feel to the case, to the cushion itself as well. So this basically has a flexible back, so you can have a nice little Seiko Presage cocktail time as an example. So there we have, I'll just actually click it in. There we go, that's an example of it flexing to fit. And then we just reapply it by pushing it in, squeezing the wings and pushing it in, and it clicks in place. Without further ado, let's turn it on. So as it's working, we have a little green light flashing as it's spinning. We have Barrington printed on the side, a really nice lacquered paint, kind of like a piano wood effect to it. You know, you can obviously see the reflections working nicely, really eye-catching. But a simple design as well, you know, at the front, here it is, it's just basically a square with the watch in the middle. On the sides as well, nothing really too distracting. On the case, just a really simple logo. The logo is really nice and classy as well, Barrington on either side. And, you know, even little things like the feet, nice little soft rubber. So it's not going to damage anything anywhere you put it. And then if we have a look at the back, so here we have our in, we have our out, we have our AA batteries, if you want to power it by batteries, if you can't quite get a power source to it. And then we have our options here. So let me just turn it off and we can have a look at some of these options. So first of all, on this side, you can first of all set it just to off, so it won't do anything, which is fair enough. You can also set it to clockwise, anti-clockwise, or bidirectional. So I usually have it on bidirectional. However, not all movements support bidirectional winding. Obviously, this will only work on automatic movements with a rotor. Some Miyotas and some Seikos, for instance, only wind in one direction. So in that case, you probably want to find out what direction it winds in, only wind it in that direction, because otherwise, if you put it in both directions, half of the time, it's not actually going to be winding anything. The rotor will just spin freely and won't actually wind the movement itself. Secondly, you can set the number of revolutions per day. Now, the way this works is that each turn, so this is the number of turns per day, each turn lasts for 1 minute, and this number is split between 12 hours. So it's 12 hours of the revolutions, and then it has a 12-hour rest. So the watch isn't constantly winding. It does have a 12-hour rest in between every other 12 hours, which is a good thing, because many people are concerned that, you know, when you use a watch winder, it wears out all the bearings, etc., wears out the movement sooner rather than later. To be honest, as long as you've got a well maintained automatic movement, it shouldn't really be that much of a big deal. It will just be exactly the same as you wearing it all day, every day, you know, if it was your daily wearer watch. So really, that's not particularly a concern. So 650 is the minimum, 1950 is the max. I mean, that's quite excessive, but that would probably be used on a watch where you have like a 5-day power reserve, for instance. Most of the time you can get away with 750 would probably be sufficient. I've just got it set to 850 just because, really. I mean, automatic movements nowadays, modern ones, do have a form of clutch to stop them getting overwound. Okay, so really impressed with the quality of the construction. You know, it's really classy, fits so nicely on my desk. Have a look at the written review for some lifestyle pictures of how it looks in the real world. But let me just turn it back on. Really nice quality, can't fault it whatsoever, really, and it just works quietly. I mean, I don't think you can probably even hear that spinning. I certainly can't, and I'm, you know, no more than a foot away from it. So yeah, just a really pleasant watch winder, and you know, I'm more than happy to recommend this. I think you can't really go wrong with it. £125 RRP, £118.75 with WIAA 5 code. Yes, you know, it is a lot of money for something you can't wear, but at the end of the day, it is an unusual thing, because you would spend, well, I certainly would spend £120 on a watch, you know, with a blink of an eye. It wouldn't concern me whatsoever. You know, I'd spend £500 on a decent automatic watch. And once you start building up that collection, what is £120? You know, if you'd willingly spend it on a watch, then, you know, sort of, I would think, yeah, okay, it makes sense to also spend it on a decent winder. So we see we've stopped that now, so that is completed its 1 minute turn there. So there we have it. So this was the Barrington single watch winder. Really highly recommended, and thanks for watching, guys. So remember to sign up to follow Watch It All About in all the various ways. Subscribe, like, and also comment. Thank you for watching.